Hey everybody, coming up next we have Joel Dragan from the Florida Youth Soccer Association. He's the executive director. And one of my buddies, Eddy Varela with the VW Classic. And then of course, Mike Donnelly, head basketball coach at Florida Southern, plus a lot more. Stick around for this edition of Sports Central. Hey everyone, and welcome to Sports Central. I'm Mark Jackson. Thank you so much for joining us. To my right, the one and only Mr. Sam Baker with Polk County Sports Marketing, and one of the gentlemen, one of the staff that has brought in so many sporting events here in recent months that it really has made a difference in Polk County's economy. Lots of new money flowing in, and a lot of people employed because of it. So Sam, thank you for all of your efforts, and certainly the staff at Polk County Sports Marketing. But we have somebody to thank.
Absolutely. Big shout out to BSN Sports, fantastic sponsor of Polk County Sports Marketing. Always got to show our great Under Armour gear that we get a chance to represent and everything with BSN Sports. So very appreciative of that partnership.
Well, BSN and Under Armour, and one of the things about Under Armour that, this is certainly not an endorsement, what it is a statement, an observation, and I'm reporting now, that Under Armour very supportive of the U.S. military and things related to that. And so I just can't say enough good things about the organization. And they've been right at the forefront of supporting the United States, proud to be an American business, and we're happy to have them on board.
Absolutely.
So happy to have on board. We have a great lineup today. And one of those guys that's part of our lineup, that kind of, I can say that.
Yeah.
One of those guys that is part of that lineup is Mike Donnelly, who is the head basketball coach at Florida Southern, been at Florida Southern, almost won a national championships last year, but in 2015 came to us right here in Polk County. We're glad to have him. We're glad to have him in the studio. Mike?
Absolutely.
Great to be here. Thanks, guys.
Oh, absolutely. Well, almost a near national title season, and that was a tough road to hoe, particularly with the COVID situation. Things have gotten back to normal, especially here in Florida. We've just got to count our blessings that, we have the attitude at the political and the business level that business as usual. You compare Florida to California, our numbers are better and they're in total lockdown. So I'm grateful for it. We got a lot of blessings here. But the fact of the matter is, the NCAA, one of our favorite stepping stones, has made some decisions that have impacted you for the championships, potential championships coming up. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's been a long year, like for everyone else. But being in college athletics, it's been a very trying year and challenging year. I guess the best way to describe it, we're kind of sometimes flying off the seat of our pants, more or less. Our administration of Florida Southern does a great job leading us throughout these challenging times. But the NCAA has tried to adapt, and they've changed our format for the NCAA tournament. Unfortunately, we're not going to qualify for the NCAA tournament this year. So we had last season cut short due to COVID. Where we were ready to host the regional.
But you're not going to qualify not because you're not good enough, but because you haven't played enough games.
Yeah, exactly.
That's insane.
Exactly. Yeah, and we, preseason we were number 4 in the country this year, so I thought we had a great shot to make another run at the NCAA championship. But due to everything that's gone on this year, we will not qualify. We won't have enough minimum games needed to qualify for the NCAA tournament this year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just an unfortunate situation overall. I mean, we kind of made mention of it earlier, but the season coming off last year and continuing that winning streak into this year, and really hoping that was gonna keep going, and we were gonna see what these guys have worked so hard to achieve and everything. But it really is going to be different, completely different season, team makeup wise. What was that transition like for your players, and doing your best to trying to keep them involved?
It's been incredibly hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. we came back to campus and there's so much uncertainty. We didn't even have a schedule in place. We didn't even know if we were going to play. And coming off the layoff that we had, our guys were in kind of that COVID fog, more or less.
Yeah.
And to their credit, they've done a great job throughout the entire year. Everyone has stayed safe for the most part. And we're more into COVID protocols on campus, more, following those rules instead of trying to really, prepare for this upcoming season. I think a lot of schools are in the same boat. But it was really challenging for our guys. But like you said, we've had a lot of roster changes. But we are playing right now, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
And we are grateful for the opportunity to play. And we're using this year for whatever games that we can play to try to build for next season.
Yeah.
Well, as you look towards next season, you had some hot shots, Brett Hansen and Jack Rauch and Jerry Rogers gone. So stepping into 2021-22, what does the team look like? Because recruiting has changed as well, so make sure you
it has changed. So with us, the NCAA has granted every winter sport student athlete, an extra year of eligibility. So our guys knew probably about October-ish, we knew our guys were going to have an extra year. So that took some pressure off of our guys. And it's a good thing because right now we've only played 6 games. So, on paper, we have everyone coming back. We'll have to have some discussions with our seniors. We have 2 grad students as well. So, we have some talented seniors that we would love to have back, but we got to see how everything kind of falls into place with their academics and things like that. But let's kind of think positive here. And if we have everyone returning, we did sign 2 guys in the fall. We should be, hopefully right where we were last season. That's the goal, to be a top 5 team next year.
I was going to say, we kind of mentioned it at least briefly before we came on, but that preseason ranking coming out as 4 in the nation, and this season aside, it is what it is. It's a growing year. It's a building year. Next year, hoping to have the same team or as many guys back. That will be a unreal kind of opportunity to see, because that doesn't happen very often, to get that same squad back again to still fight for that national championship.
Right, and our theme this year has, we've been saying our theme has been, what's delayed is not denied. So even though we've been delayed an opportunity to make a run in the national championship, last season and this season, that doesn't mean we have to be denied. So that's kind of our mindset right now. So like you said, hopefully we can kind of keep this thing going, keep everyone in place for next season, and make a run at it in 2021-22 season.
Yeah, that's really disheartening. And you started out the season 3-3.
Yes, that's where we are right now.
Yeah. Okay, and 6 games, which I think was unexpected. Yeah, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons that we are 3-3. Some are COVID, and we've had 3 guys who aren't with us. So our roster looks completely different now today than it did even 2 months ago. We had 2 impact transfers opt out because of COVID, and then we had one kid that decided to transfer mid-year because he was worried that we weren't going to have a season, and now he's at a junior college. So that really took a big hit for us because now we're relying on super young guys. And then we've had injuries and some COVID issues. So these games are more or less right now kind of like exhibition games, and that's kind of how we're approaching it with the guys. But we are going to have somewhat of a conference tournament in 2 weeks. It's a blind draw tournament, and we keep telling our guys, let's get better every day. Use these games right now to kind of prepare for whatever this tournament's going to look like in 2 weeks, and try to play our best basketball in the 3rd week in March. And that's kind of where we are right now.
Yeah, it does provide a very unique opportunity to foster those guys and grow them this year, and still look and say, you know what, maybe we are only playing guys within the Sunshine State Conference, but that is a conference stacked with talent, very, very amazing teams, all the way through to, Tampa, Palm Beach Atlantic, all these teams that have really shown great talent over the past few years. But it still is an opportunity to say, hey, we understand where we are, what we're doing, and then build off of it and come back for the next year.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that our guys are learning, especially our young guys, the new guys, they're learning that we're everyone's Super Bowl. You know,
Oh, absolutely.
We've won 25 Sunshine State championships. St. Leo hasn't won any. St. Leo has a good team this year.
Yeah.
They're 4-1 right now. So, you know, same with Tampa. I mean, we're everyone's Super Bowl, and we're getting, COVID or no COVID, we're getting everyone's best shot right now. So that in itself is a unique challenge, but I think if we channel it the right way, that will help us heading into next year.
Yeah, well, everyone's nemesis, Florida Southern.
Absolutely.
You know, so they're going to take a shot,
It's
you know,
so-
while the gloves are down. You
Yeah.
know, that's
Yeah.
just the way it is.
It's
Yeah,
so
no, absolutely.
funny.
That's sports.
Yeah, it's so funny. Just because I know my experience there with the team, I was there. You're with your first year and seeing how different that was. People came out because you're coming off a national championship. Everyone was giving Florida Southern their best shot, and it was a completely different team, from coaching to new talent, new teams, and to see you come in and build it to what it is now. It is truly a testament just to the history and tradition in your work at Florida Southern, how good that team can be. So it's going to be, you are everyone's Super Bowl at this time, and they're coming to play hard.
Teams don't care if we're nationally ranked or if we don't have any wins.
No.
You know, it's Florida Southern, and they don't care who's there. They just want to beat Florida Southern.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the NFL. You know, you got the divisional rivalries. You know, Green Bay and the Bears.
Right.
You know, you've got Pittsburgh and all of that stuff. You know, with their New England and Miami. There's that interdivisional rivalry is just unbelievable.
Right,
So
absolutely.
That's good. Well, you know, Mike, I know there's aspirations both in the community and on yourself and on your staff to be there to have more national championships. You're going to be back. I know
absolutely.
You know,
Hope so.
everybody's
No doubt.
impressed with your coaching style, what you've accomplished. So thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
As always, thanks, guys. I really appreciate you having me.
You bet. Well, I said a little bit earlier, one of my friends that has done an amazing job right here in Polk County with an event that is so unique that if you haven't been there, shame on you, because it's the VW Classic. The guy, Eddy Varela, he will be up next after this little video that showcases the event. It is on this year, so make sure you check this out. We'll tell you more about it right after this.
I got into Volkswagens when I was 15 years old. Started working at shops during the summer when I was in high school. Fell in love with Volkswagens, and then we've been doing this show now for 13 years. We started, couldn't tell my wife about it for the first show, for the first year, because she wouldn't let me do it. So it was kind of funny. She found out the week of the show that we were going to do the show. It was hilarious as crap. Because all of a sudden she saw all these people at my house and she don't know what's going on, so it was kind of funny. Then over the years, my family got involved, my kids, and then all my grandchildren are involved in the event. So that's pretty cool. We have cars from all over the country coming. We have people from Europe, England, Germany, so that's pretty cool. Been exciting. We're hoping to break 1,000 show cars this year. It's grown every year, so we've been really blessed to be able to do this. Well, we sell new and used parts. We also have toys, t-shirts, memorabilia for Volkswagens. This year is the 50th anniversary for Herbie. Everybody can sell their cars if they like. They're putting their cars up for sale. We put them in the show so that way they're included so people can see them all as they come by. And it's been going really well. Everybody's pretty happy. We try to, I'm a corporate trained restaurant manager, so I treat this like a giant restaurant. We do all the food, we do our own shirts, we have a catering business, we have a t-shirt business, we do everything from from front to back. Everything's covered. Everything's here on site. Yeah, it's designed for families. It's designed for everybody to come in. It's free for all the children. Tomorrow we give away over $5,000 in door prizes, bicycles, toys for the kids. It's designed to have a good time. We want it to be a family event. No alcohol, so it's designed just that everybody can enjoy themselves with their kids. Their little children can come run around, and it's safe, and we have security here. We have EMTs, everything's taken care of.
I got it a 2016 in December. I got it as a Christmas present for my grandfather, who sadly passed away a year ago. The year is 1969.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been an enjoyment. So far we've given over 10 cars away for free in the last 10 years, so it's been exciting. Meeting a lot of people, which is a lot of fun, and people from all over the country, all over the world. It's been enjoyable. And to see my family included just brings a tear to my eyes, you know.
Everybody, and welcome back to Sports Central. Wow, I love that event. Is fantastic. This is true. For a month, I've been on Sam because he lines up all of our celebrity guests and that type of stuff. Says, Eddy's coming on this year, right? Eddy's coming on. When is he coming on?
Yeah, I worked hard. Eddy can attest. I made sure we had to get him on at some point because, like you said, we love talking about these events. Also, got a huge shout out to Home 2 Suites. Thank you to them for sponsoring this segment of Sports Central.
Yeah, they're rocking, and so is the tourism industry right now, in large part, arguably because of sports and sporting events. You know, compared to there's 4 months: October, November, December, January. A year ago, pre-COVID, you guys recruited 66 events. This year, you are at 90.
Yep.
So, you know, Polk County is rocking. You had one event, you had 16,000 people. Not one incident. You know, safety, spraying.
Yeah, with everything in proper place and precautions standing to ensure that every event is as safe as possible, but still continuing to have sport.
Exactly. Anyway, the man, the myth, the legend, he's here. That's Eddy Varela. Eddy, great to have you on board again.
Good morning. Hey, thank you for having me.
You bet.
Yeah, I mean, where do we start? There's so much that happens at this event. Always love having it. What year is this? I feel like it's been
15th.
15 years.
15 years, unbelievable.
I know.
We've been really blessed.
Oh, you think? That's...
We've given away over 12 cars already. Each year we give away a free car, so we've given over 12 cars away.
12 vehicles.
Yeah.
And you have like $5,000 in prizes too that you give away.
Absolutely, yep. We give away door prizes for the kids, bicycles, TV, all kinds of stuff, toys.
That's better than the lottery.
Yeah.
Chances of winning are a lot better. To this day, I've never bought a lottery ticket.
Really?
No.
All right.
I'm going to do a financial analysis. If I bought lottery tickets for the last 30 years, spent $5 a week or whatever, I'm going to come up with a number and I'm going to use that.
And that's how much you save.
Never bought one. Can't win if you don't play.
Exactly.
But I'll take that chance. Yeah.
So, but for the VW Auto Classic, I don't think a lot of people understand how, like, the scale of this event. Kind of walk us through that part of it. You know, it's a good size. It's really got everything for everyone.
Absolutely. Believe it or not, before the virus, we had 1,000 show cars, about 15,000 people came out. When you give away a free car, it's totally free. We don't sell tickets. You just put your name in a box, we pull your name, you win the car. It's fun. Wow. We give away, this year we got donated from a really great sponsor out from California.
West Coast Core donated a free turnkey 1600 engine, Volkswagen Beetle engine, for free. We're just going to give it away.
Wow.
Aside with the car, so it's nice. We have some really great sponsors that really are in tune to this event in Florida because they want Florida to be successful. It's usually the West Coast, and now we're promoting the East Coast, and this is Florida, and Florida's open, and we're open for business. We're open to do good job. We're filing with the CDC, making sure we do all that, with the food and everything, because we do the catering to keep the food costs down. So that way people don't have to spend $10 for a cheeseburger, they sell them for $5.
Wow.
$3 hot dogs, $3 fries, $1 for a drink. We still sell the same price as we always have, and because when you got a family of 3 kids and you go out to lunch, you can't spend $200. So we do affordable for everybody, so everybody can come out and have a good afternoon. It's a beautiful weekend. We have free overnight camping. We're not going to do the bouncy house because of the virus thing, but we're still doing a lot of things that free pizza Saturday night for everybody. We do it for everybody, so that way, it's fair for everybody, not just for the vendors, but we do it for everybody, so it makes it nice. And then,
well, shame on me, but let's get to the dates real quick because it's coming up
fast.
quickly.
Yes.
This year it's the 19th, March 19th through the 21st, Sunday, right?
Yes.
And
Sunday's the day we give the car away.
Sunday is?
Yes.
Okay. Now there's other activities going on too. Don't you have like you drive somewhere or something like that?
Yeah, we do a cruise over to the drive-in, the old drive-in off of 92.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we do a cruise there Saturday night. We have bands, live bands. We have a DJ. We do raffles throughout the day, throughout the whole weekend, so that people can enjoy themselves. We donate a lot of shirts to a lot of people. We do stuff for the kids. We involve the children. Most events are more for adults. This is a family event. And we do this on purpose so that the kids can come out and have a good time.
And there isn't a gate. You don't have to pay for the.
No, there's $5 to come in, but the kids are free.
The kids are free though.
Kids don't. We let them up to 18. I don't really. It's not about the money. It's more for just for it to pay itself. But it's not a profit for us. It's more for just the fun of it, to enjoy ourselves, so that people can have a good time for the whole weekend. Some events you go and you get nickel and dime to death. We don't do that. Everything, once you pay the $5 for the adults, everything's free. And all the door prizes and the gifts and everything we give away for free. They line up around, because they know Sunday afternoon, before we give the car away, we start throwing stuff into the crowd.
Yeah.
So the first year we had so many sponsors that I got stuck with all the stuff, and I don't keep it, so we give it all away. So I started throwing it at people. So now every year, everybody gets lined up. So you get hundreds of people around this truck, and we start throwing stuff into the crowd. And people have so much fun, and you hear them screaming and yelling, and they're from all over the country. They're from everywhere. So we get people from Europe, from Puerto Rico, from Canada. So everybody has a good time, and that's the whole point, so that they come out and enjoy themselves and not have to take out a loan to come out to an event.
Well, you don't have the bouncy houses, but you still have a kids zone, though, right?
Yes, yeah, we do still have for the kids.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought a Matchbox kit thing, this track.
Okay.
It's like 12 feet long, and then they do that, and we give them matchboxes, and
Okay.
we do a lot of different things that, we have to be careful. It's a safety issue, so, we don't want anybody getting hurt, and we don't want anybody getting sick, so. But for the most part, it's been fun, and we get feedback. I always want the feedback. It's important to me, because what's the point if you don't know what's going on? So we make sure the kids have a good time, and if they tell us, we let them ride their bicycles, their little mini bikes. They'll bring go-karts out there. We have a little track for them, and so we have fun. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a lot of fun. For people that just want to go in a tent and walk around, they have that kind of fun. But there's also a lot for people that want to, get out and they want to show their car and they want to be involved in the actual classic. How do people do that? What opportunities are available for them?
They register. They can pre-register or register the day of the event. We don't charge extra for that. We have a lot of vendors, new and used part vendors, which is a really good thing because that's what makes the event. We actually have one of the largest vending spaces in the country. We do really well with the RP Funding Center. They accommodate us really well. It's a good location. It's big enough that we can handle the event.
And it's all outdoors. So.
It's all outdoors. We want to keep it at the RP Funding Center. We don't really want to move it to Sun and Fun. We want to keep it there because it's a great location, and people, it's local, and they have fun, and it's easy to get to. And then Saturday evening, people go to the restaurants and all the locations that are there.
You see them downtown.
You
Yeah.
see them
Oh, yeah.
downtown.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine just sold his bus for $150,000 at an auction. Meek 'em. I mean, these cars are worth a lot of money. I mean, they're not $1 million cars, but when you know, that's still a lot of money, $150,000 for an automobile. They spend a lot of money and time. We've got great clubs that come over from Tampa, from Kissimmee, from Orlando, from Pensacola. They all come in, from Jacksonville. We have different clubs come in, and they're proud of their cars. They spend all year long building them so they could show them at these events. And there's so many. There's not that many anymore. So we try to provide a good product for them so they can come out and enjoy themselves.
I have a good friend of mine by the name of, her name is Nancy Hirschfeld, and she lives in Germany and works for VW. And I was telling her, it was about a year ago? I think so, that about the event. And I said, you gotta come over here. Get VW to send you, come on over. Heck, you can stay at my house, whatever, but you gotta see this event. And so anyway, that just reminds me, I'm gonna send her a little note and say, hey, can you guys,
you guys get out and see this.
Give them a little promo here? I mean, it's promoting the brand, and
yeah, nationally too. Is this the largest VW show in the country?
No, it's not the largest. The largest is in California, but that's been delayed because of the virus, so they haven't had one this year in California.
You can't even go to a Porta-John in California, for heaven's sakes, let alone go to a restaurant or do anything social or fun. We had a good discussion before the show, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, but
there's a lot of guys that'll work on their cars all on the weekends so they could drive it to work, and we want to do that for them, the working class people. That's our show. Yeah. This is our event. I mean, you have the other events that they have the big cars and all the big money and stuff, but this is our event. This is our event for average day people that come out, and they have just as much right to show their car as anybody else.
Yeah. And you provide the opportunity.
Right. On Saturday is the bus show, and then the best bus wins $100. We have a lot of people camping, usually a couple hundred people camping overnight, and we have some band playing, nice, not loud music. We're not into loud music so much, but Southern rock, which is cool. Yeah. And it makes it fun for people. It's the whole idea is they come out and it's an affordable event, and they have a lot of fun, and the kids have a blast, and that's what we do it for.
Yeah.
Now your grandkids even work the event, because you had your granddaughter on the show last year, couldn't make it this year.
Yes.
Are they still involved?
I have 7 grandchildren, and my youngest is a year old, and he's going to come out there and hang out with us. So yeah, I got a golf cart, and they all run around in golf carts and stuff and have a blast. Yeah, my oldest granddaughter now is 14, and she works the food tent. Her and her younger brother is 11 years old. They do the food tent, and they sell drinks, and they get involved, and we're doing it for them, because eventually, the kids are what matters. That's the whole idea of these events, is to get the kids involved, young teenagers, and they enjoy it. And there's a way they can express themselves without getting into trouble. We try to keep them out of trouble, so we work on cars together. She got my '67 Beetle, my Juliana. Yeah, she got my '67 Beetle.
Well, get them in there turning a wrench, get their knuckles dirty, instead of, doing this stuff all the time.
Absolutely.
Get off that doggone cell phone, and go out and turn a wrench or do something.
Yeah.
Come on.
Get them outdoors. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, Eddy, thanks so much. Every year I look forward to you coming on, and looking forward to, I am going to try to be there again this year. My schedule recently has just been absolutely insane, but it's always a fun event. Look forward to it.
Thank you.
Hope to see you then.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, one of there's been some really good things that have come out of this whole COVID stuff, at least for Polk County, that is. I think there's a lot of positives. You got to look at the glass half full, not half empty. One of those half full items that's helped fill it up, and actually now it's filling up faster than we expected, and that was the Florida High School Athletic Association State Cheerleading Championships. It was supposed to have been held in Gainesville. Well, a little bit, things didn't work out in Gainesville because of some policy issues there. We're certainly open for business here, and we were glad to host them. We've got some great footage. Sam and Mark, we'll be back right after this. Stick around, everybody.
So today we are having our 2A state cheerleading competition. Yesterday we finished our 1A, Class 1A cheerleading state championships. We were originally scheduled to be at the University of Florida, and mid-December, right around Christmas, their medical team decided that it was not safe for them to host our event. So we got the word about 5 p.m. on the 22nd of December. So we did. It was a scramble. We started reaching out immediately to facilities that we could see on their websites didn't have any events planned, and we reached out to several facilities, but we have a relationship with Lakeland because we've had our basketball championships here for so long, so they immediately responded and we started the ball rolling pretty quickly.
Let's go! Come on! Let's go! Let's
with them relatively quickly, but we didn't have a signed contract until about 2 weeks ago. So while we started to put some of the pieces together tentatively, this really was a Herculean effort that came together in 2 weeks. We met with their staff and our staff via Zoom a couple of times to try and get all of the, normally we have planning meetings and site visits and multiple conference calls, and we didn't have time for any of that. So I think we had a couple of Zoom meetings. Thankfully, our staff is very familiar with the facility because we've been here for basketball for so long. So that really helped, having that background about where things are located. And I've only been here maybe a handful of times for an hour or two during basketball. So when they said the east or west entrance, or the staff at my office, yep, got it. And so then they filled me in on all the pieces after we were done with our calls.
Everybody, welcome back. Mark Jackson along with Sam Baker. Pretty cool stuff, Sam. That was impressive.
Absolutely. I mean, you always allude to it when we get a chance, but it's the mix of just the athleticism, the gymnastics, and dance, and there's so much that's involved. And that event is a well-oiled machine. I think over the course of a weekend, they have something like 150 teams that come through and compete over the course of 3 days. So it's just... It's insane. It's a meticulous event.
Yeah, and I just can't say enough about Tony Camarillo and the staff at the RP Funding Center. stepping up to the plate
Yeah.
in partnership with Polk County Sports Marketing to recruit that event in like, what was it, 2.5 weeks notice?
Oh, yeah, it
was
was
just insane.
Like a snap, almost
Yeah.
like the Iron Man a few
we
years
did
ago.
a couple of years ago.
A little smaller, but different.
Yeah, that was nuts. But we have somebody to thank.
Yeah,
I believe.
you mentioned partnerships. Can't thank the Ledger Media Group enough for their fantastic partnership. Everything they help cover in Polk County, and for being that great news source that we have here in the area.
Absolutely, and had some good conversations with them this week and last week as well. And we always appreciate their involvement
Absolutely.
in the Polk County All Sports Awards and Hall of Fame. Couldn't do that without them. But another organization we truly, in the world of sports, couldn't do without here in Polk County, and that's the Florida Youth Soccer Association. An organization is part of the United States Olympic Committee, and our very special guest, who is the executive director. He's the top guy, everybody. He came from Michigan. He was their state's executive director, lived in Detroit, and then prior to that he was in Kansas City with the Kansas Youth Soccer Association. Breadth and depth of experience. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, Joel, the I try to say that so fast.
I know.
FYSA.
There's so many of them. You mix them up: FHSAA, NCAA,
Yeah.
FY. So it's understandable.
Well, it's, we were talking to Mike Donnelly a little bit earlier in the institutional decisions that have been made by the NCAA. I think there's a lot of folks that scratch their head wondering what the heck's going on there. You guys are wide open here in Florida with, and your organization has, in parts, led the way.
Yeah, absolutely. We're very fortunate here in Florida that we are open. We are able to have a season. On top of the fantastic weather that we have here, nobody else is able to participate during this time of year. In my past life, we still got a foot of snow up in Michigan. So very happy for the climate down here. And yeah, we experienced a shutdown like a lot of states, but unlike some places in the country, we are, for the most part, restriction-free. A lot of it is county to county. So there are certain pockets still where there's resistance, but we just try to be as careful as we can. We have some very strict protocols that are in place. We try to limit the number of spectators that are there, but for the most part, we're very fortunate in just the nature of soccer. It's outdoor. There's not a field that's played on a larger surface than soccer. I mean, it's a large pitch, as we call it, and it's we're very fortunate. We're able to get a lot of season in, and while we've experienced some registration decrease, for the most part, people are playing soccer in the state.
Yeah, and I'll never forget the 4 p.m. announcement on a Friday that was the first sport that was opening back up after that brief shutdown. Was youth sports is going to come back and operate safely. So yeah, y'all have had more time than most to get in as good of a season as y'all have. So people are looking to be outdoors, and soccer is one of the I mean, what's the statistic? It's the highest involved youth sport in the country is youth soccer.
Yep, it is the most participated sport throughout the country. We have kids from 2 and 3 years old who are still tripping over the soccer ball, all the way up to your most competitive 19. And this year, because of COVID, 20-year-olds are able to participate. We extended the eligibility an extra year. So 100,000 players in the state of Florida. In a normal year, we represent and are members of FYSA. Add to that 20,000 adults, your coaches, your managers, team officials, board members. It's a large push all the way from the Panhandle down to Miami. We represent them all. And then nationwide, you look at 4+ million soccer players.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's incredible. And we were talking about the the depth and breadth. I know it was one of my favorite phrases. But when you look at soccer, it's almost a cradle to grave type sport. I mean, there's, your area is youth, 20, 21 and under. But there's a lot of seniors that are playing too. You can continue to play and participate, heck, till you're older than Hank.
He's not here. And
He's out here, can't defend himself.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's one of those good sports you can do, but internationally as well. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about the structure, because I mentioned it earlier, part of the United States Olympic Committee family. Tell us because people get so confused with the different associations, with the different leagues, and it's just, and it is confusing.
That's generally where I have to start with this conversation is what is FYSA? What is Florida Youth Soccer Association? We are affiliates of United States Youth Soccer Association as well as the United States Soccer Federation. And through them, we are members of the USOPC. So it all kind of trickles down. And here in the state, we do a lot of the behind the scenes things. We were talking before that a lot of people don't know who we are or who we represent. They don't know the badge of Florida Youth Soccer, and that's part of our challenge. We do a lot of that behind the scenes work. We're providing insurance, we're doing background checks, insurance claims, ensuring these kids are safe. And alongside of that, we do some competitions, the State Cup. And to your point, we will funnel kids into the Adult Association that is run here in Florida as well. Our counterpart is Florida Soccer Association.
Yeah, you mentioned it at least slightly a little bit, but you all run and have a great hand in so many different events and call Lake Myrtle Sports Park home.
Yes.
There's so much that you all have going out there in a fantastic facility. What really is, I guess, what's coming up? What do you guys have? Because it's a lot.
We're entering the busy season, that's for sure. We've got 7 events planned over the next 2 to 3 months that are going to have Lake Myrtle absolutely packed. Our offices are there, so it's truly the best place for us to run an event outside of the absolutely world-class facilities, the fields there. I have to give a shout out to the people who are out there doing the work. Our fields are just in amazing, amazing shape right now. I see soccer all over the state, and we are just so fortunate that we can call home Lake Myrtle Sports Complex. And yeah, we've got Olympic Development, ODP, will be out there. Trainings, that's a supplement to your club. And then we've also got a lot of our tournaments. Commissioner's Cup, Region C, Commissioner's Cup Finals, President's Cup Finals, State Cup Finals, which is truly the crown jewel of what we represent. That is the most competitive club soccer players in the entire state will be coming there for a chance to move on to a regional championship and then a national championship after that.
That's amazing. I'm going to jump to a subject and not follow protocol. I'm not a script guy anyway, and I've never used, a couple of times I've used teleprompters, even all the ESPN stuff and everything. Hate it. Won't do it. You know, it's just, no. You know, this is a conversation. So I'm going to turn the conversation over to something that's important to me. And that's 19% of the U.S. population have some sort of disability. Okay, it's the largest group, if you want, of disadvantaged or minority that we have in this country. The largest, 19%. It is just incredible, and there's no boundaries there with these kids and even adults. And City of Auburndale just developed a new 4-field complex at Lake Myrtle for youth baseball, but they added what they call a challenger field for kids with disabilities. You guys are involved in the TOP program, and the TOP, you're going to have to explain the acronym, but is designed for kids that may be challenged in certain areas, whether it's physically or cognitively. But that's something we've been making an effort in the last few years. There's going to be an acceleration of that. COVID didn't help, but tell us about that.
The TOP Soccer program, it's a national program actually, sponsored by U.S. Youth Soccer, and it is truly amazing. Florida is truly a national leader when it comes to TOP Soccer. TOP Soccer is players with, as you mentioned, mental or physical disabilities, and you can play until I believe you're 24 years old under TOP Soccer, so it ranges a little bit further, and this is almost all a volunteer driven organization, and it's a counterpart of your traditional clubs. They will run a competitive program as well as a TOP Soccer program. Really, really proud to say that in a normal year, you kind of discount a COVID year as we say around the office, but we have 2,000 athletes who participate in our TOP Soccer program. And it's a one-to-one program. Almost every athlete is assigned a buddy, as we call it, a coach who assists them on the field, and they range from very severe disabilities to certainly more mild, and it is just phenomenal to see. You'll get some of the top trainers within a club that are out there working with the kids with disabilities, and we just love it. We do everything that we can to support top soccer, and it's reflective in our numbers and the programs that we have. We have over 35 programs here in the state of Florida throughout the entire state, 2,000 athletes, and that's more than any other state can say in the entire southern region. We are truly a nationwide leader. Our former chair of the top soccer program has now moved on to be the national chair for U.S. Youth Soccer. So we are truly, truly fortunate to have so many dedicated people throughout the entire state working with those kids.
Yeah, it's incredible. I had to throw that one.
No,
in.
absolutely. I know. I definitely wanted to get to it as well, and it's evident in the amount of effort that's put into it, because like you said, it's a very underserved group that that want to get out there and want to play, and I'm proud to say that you all are so involved, and it's as big as it is.
Joel, what we need, I know it's like, is give all of our viewers some information about how they can get in touch with Florida Youth Soccer Association. It's a great sport. Virtually anyone can participate. There's avenues for everybody with all skill levels to be involved. What's your website and phone number?
We are FHSAA.com. Go there and you'll find everything you need on there. We have a club connection tab that you can type in your zip code, and you can find a club any corner of this state. Again, with over 250 affiliates, 100,000 players, we are servicing absolutely everybody. We've got recreational soccer, as I mentioned, 2- and 3-year-olds that are out there, all the way up to the most competitive soccer player. So we have something for everybody, and we have competitions as well. We run 3 different competitions out of our office, and they will cater to almost everybody from rec to competitive, and you can find everything you need on FYSA.com, and we are just really looking to grow the sport as much as we can. It's the world's game, and it is growing here in the state of Florida and growing across the country as well. I don't know if you know this, but 2026, the World Cup will be hosted here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, and Florida will have at least 1 or maybe 2 sites. We're really looking forward to 2026.
Fantastic. It's also a training opportunity for all those international teams.
Absolutely.
So big jump on that. Joel, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you very
Appreciate it.
much.
Looking forward to having you back and giving us an update on what's transpired after this very busy season.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to seeing you again soon. Well, as always, the Athlete Spotlight, up close and personal, one of my favorite segments, parts of this entire show. And kudos to Sam. We have a water skier finally.
Not me. That's not me. I won't take credit
I
for
have
that.
Mark Cuddy, I think.
Yeah.
Brian Lacey. But so they're out scouring the landscape of Polk County, and this young lady skis for is a water ski. Skis for the Cypress Garden ski team in Winter Haven, and they actually ski on Lake Silver. That's where they do their shows twice a month now through the spring and the summer. They're trying to play catch up here from last year, and there's actually going to be a Southern Regional tournament. Anyway, make a long story short, our featured athlete of the week, Luci Lippelgoos. Check this out, everybody. Sam and Mark will be back with more great stuff. Stick around.
Well, it's been in the family for a really long time. I started skiing when I was, I think, 8, and that was up in Washington, the state of Washington. And we moved down to Florida for my brother to barefoot more, and it just kind of caught on. We all kind of just grew to love the sport more. It's like a big family. It's really nice to like be able to do all these shows, even with the pandemic and such. We're still able to come together as a family and enjoy our time. During the shows, I am a part of the ballet line, Star Swivel, and 360 line. I'm hoping to stay in those roles. It's a lot of work balancing school and volleyball and skiing. Right now, like I said, I've had to kind of step away from water skiing as I'm working more towards playing volleyball in college. But it's definitely a lot to handle, physically and mentally. But you just kind of grow to balance all of it. And well, usually I wake up at like around 5 o'clock in the morning and go to school. Then I come home and get ready for ski practice, go ski for a little bit. And then I might go to volleyball, and later in the night I'll probably do my homework, most likely. When I was living up in the state of Washington, I skied with the Portland Water Spectacular, which they still have a ski team. And then we moved down here and I started skiing with the Cypress Gardens. I met with Sherry Orloff a couple times, and I skied with Jack Lyman a lot, and she really helped me to grow as a swivel skier. And I've recently been working with Angela Yockler, she's a really good swivel skier, and just getting to feel like the success and everything with skiing, it's been really nice. It means a lot to be a part of like the history and the kind of new generation of the sport.
Everybody, welcome back. Sports Central, a little bit different position, but with no guests. This is our local update, if you will. Kind of, hey, here's what's going on in the world of sports. I kind of briefed you a little bit earlier. We do have a special partner to thank.
We do, absolutely. Big thank you to Hall Communications. If you don't listen, you should, but our sister
Shame
show,
on you.
the Talk 96.7, Talk 1430, get the chance to hear my voice again. But yeah, a fantastic show you get a chance to listen to on Thursdays from 5 to 6.
Sam has a face for radio and for TV. Some people just have a face for radio. So Mr. Duncan says he belongs in that category.
You know, I didn't say that, but you did. So.
I didn't say it either. He did.
No, it's not common. All right.
One of those things. Well, you know, we talked a little earlier about the 4 months. You had October, November, December, and January, where compared to a year ago when we weren't battling COVID, there were 66 events that were recruited, hosted by Polk County Sports Marketing. Well, that's millions of dollars in about $30 million in economic impact. New money that's getting pumped into Polk County. It's all good. People have jobs because of that. Businesses stay open because of that. This year, you're up to 90 sporting events. That's incredible.
It's an amazing.
It's a 50% increase.
Yeah, it's an amazing representation of how hard the staff works. I think at Polk County Sports Marketing and the position that they have that has been put into place by yourself and by everyone else in that staff. Because, thank you for my pen. But it really is amazing because we've developed this reputation that. You know, they are out, that staff is out and working and selling and working with these event organizers, but fielding a lot of calls from word of mouth and people saying, hey, we understand how good events are and how great facilities are here in Polk County. We know you're open. We want to run events. And so we may have one event postpone or have to move or do something, but then 2 more come right behind it. So it's been an amazing sight to see.
It isn't one of those things where you're not order takers. This is actively, very aggressively going out and competing against Miami's, Jacksonville, Orlando, New York, LA. And I don't mean Lake Alfred. I meant Los Angeles, but it's a very not hyperactive, but hyper competitive. There we go. Market that you better have your stuff together. But part of the success, I think, Sam, and this is for all of our viewers, what's interesting about the whole thing is that at the very beginning, a year ago, was actually March 3rd, a strategic plan was put in place anticipating the worst was going to happen, and the worst did. Part of that plan, the first part was research, the second part was safety, the third part was aggressive sales and marketing. The safety part, and this model has now been used by other communities throughout the state and throughout the country to host their events, and it's one of the reasons people feel safe coming to Polk County. Well, you've got the United States Olympic Committee's protocol, you have National Governing Body protocol, you have state protocol, or not so much protocol, but guidelines, and then your own guidelines, our own guidelines, which has made a huge difference. Not one incident, thank God for that. We've been blessed in that area, but that model, I believe, has made a difference for you guys.
Absolutely, and it's been the most sustainable way to keep events in and coming, and do our best to make sure that they are the best events possible and the safest. So, it's fantastic staff over there.
Well, we've got just a couple of minutes, so we've got to speed through this. And one of the events that I get asked about constantly, every day, whether I'm at Publix or whether I'm in somewhere else, the Russ Matt's Spring Classic. It's Russ Matt Collegiate Baseball, the largest collegiate baseball event in the country. This is huge. And so normally in a normal year, running about 280 teams.
Just around.
This year, not so much.
Not so many, but the same way we were talking about earlier is, how do we help that situation, look at the brighter side of things, or add in some of those events. That's those 60 events up to 90. Also added the recruitment of 2 additional events, the Prospect Wire, a good-sized Prospect Wire baseball tournament, and another baseball tournament just to help with that. So, that may be smaller, but it gave an opportunity to also bring in another event to help with that.
More money into the county, more jobs, more economic impact is a good thing. We like
absolutely.
it. Well, boys basketball right now.
Definitely. Boys basketball is playing right now, and it will be for at least today and tomorrow as we record this. Hopefully the Bartow will win another state championship, but had plenty of events coming through. Can't help to mention the Florida Jets, another great one, and the Lakeland VW Classic, but very happy for them. Thank you so much to all of our partners and everything they do for us out at BSN Sports, Days Inn Suites Lakeland, Hollywood Window Tinting and Signs, Cleveland Heights Golf Course, and the Holiday Inn in Winter Haven.
Absolutely. And don't forget, if you want more information, you can check us out at centralfloridasports.com. And our next live show is going to be March 19th. But don't forget, as Sam said, check us out on the radio show, Sports Central, WLKF. Sam, that was we had some great guests.
That was a fast show. It was a great one. Absolutely. I always love getting a chance to talk to Eddy, Mike Donnelly, and a new face, for us at least, Joel Dragan.
Joel Dragan. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. This is Mark Jackson for PGTV, Mayanne Nelson, Mark Cuddy, and the rest of the crew. I forgot you.
Oh, I'm here.
And Sam Baker and myself. We'll see you again next time.